I'm going to do is I'm going to make the lids a little bit bigger than I actually want them to be, so that when I'm actually fitting them is when they're both leather hard, the body and the lid, and I can trim it down and get a lot more control, at least for me. So I don't try to do this in the wet state. All right, so there we go. So I'm just going to center a little bit of clay off the top here. I'm going to take, undercut a bit, and now I'm going to what? I'm going to push down here. Oh, and there's that knob. That's not the knob. You can hardly hold that. There's the knob. You want to make this knob a little bit bigger than you want, actually. And the reason is that I'm going to have to pick this whole thing up from the knob, and sometimes you distort it and mess it up. And guess what? Then you can put it back on the wheel and trim it true. In other words, trim whatever distortion you put into it out of it. Okay, so this is sort of where I'm going. And now I need to, when I make teapots, I typically try to make an extra lid. And why is that? Well, because people drop lids and they're hard to replace. And if I've made two that fit, I just have one ready to go when they call me a year later and say I need a new lid for my teapot. So does anybody in here drink tea? Yeah, tea's good for you. Mellower rush than coffee. You would never leave this flat, right? I've told you that before. So either going in, which cuts into the volume, right? Or going down, which is what I'm going to do. It's the continuation of the form, right? If the form is a rounded form, this rounds that form off, and even a slight curvature is going to support itself in the firing, and it'll be happy, we hope. All right, so everybody's with me on this? We're there? Now I'm going to come in and just follow that curvature on the inside, and I'm going to twist this up like a propeller, just a little bit, and should be good. So this is actually bigger than I want it to be. I'm going to reach in here like this on the other side, and there it is. And inevitably you're going to distort it a bit when you pick that up. Yeah. So now I have to put this on there, right? And I'm not going to do that. Why? Because it's really going to mess up the rim, which is important. So I'm going to take a lid and put the knob and put it down, right? And if I distorted it at all, if it's wet clay, it'll really, yes. So this is clay's a little bit on the stiffer side. So now I'm going to make another one. Why? Because I'm sitting here and I'm doing this stuff. And if I mess one up, I've already got the second one ready to go. Because by the time I put all this together next Tuesday, everything is going to be leather hard, and if I mess the lid up and I've only got one lid, guess what? I need to start all over and get something to be the right consistency, which is going to be hard. Whereas if I made one right now, oh, so good, it's ready to go. I've got my spare, my backup, ready to use. All right, so do not make these lids too fragile. You make them too thin, they're going to want to break very rapidly, and you'll be sorry. So make them healthy, make them thickish, make them strong.